Righty-ho, we're walking away from the Edward Morgan School here, which is now the Bryn Tirion unit. It's been for Bryn Tirion. I think it's still Bryn Tirion. It's still written on there, so I'm assuming it is. Used to be like, I think it was like the Naughty Boys unit or something. It was something along those lines anyway. Heading down towards Wetherspoons, which is still open at the moment. But for how long is anyone's guess? It's a pity I can't zoom out anymore. Fortunately the lens is a zoom lens, so I haven't got any fixed ones. Otherwise I'd zoom out a bit more. Here you've got Boots the chemist, currently shut because it's about 7:30. What time is it now, love? 20 to 8. This little place here used to be Potluck, shut down now. Hey up. Chaos is already ensuing. Yeah, Potluck's rather shut now. Central again, or the Royal Charter if you're an 80s person. Rivertown United Reformed Church, it's been there a number of years. You got Shotton Kebab House. Polski Square. Heading up towards the Clwyd. This place on the corner here used to be the corner cafe. Used to open the door and the smoke used to come billowing out. Back in the days when you could smoke. Yeah, King's Cafe. Car. King George Street and King Edward Street. That used to be the post office, closed down with all the other post offices. HSBC. Was HSBC Midland?
Yeah.
Lloyd's. No, this is the road where the school was, isn't it? I remember the school being here, and I remember the school shutting down. And I remember it being derelict for a bit. St Ethelwood's. Is that what it was? I can't remember the name of it, to be honest. I mean, a lot of the shops here, even though I live here, are not familiar to me. Istanbul restaurant, that's a new one on me. Houston Farm Produce, I've heard tell that that's quite good. Not been there, must admit. Cancer Research, Bargain Booze. Across the road there, that used to be Thrifty Shoppers. I was there for many years. Moved a few years back. I think he swapped with where that Houston Farm Produce place is it? Or Shotton Bargains, might be that one. I get confused. One of them Thrifties though. Up Plymouth Street. Alf Jones's. Well, good old Alf's has been here forever. The cinema used to be up here. There used to be Morton Green's Furniture Warehouse as well, that was up there. Used to get that years ago. But that's long gone now, it's just a car park now. There's Alf Jones's. So I'll let these past. Is that a Pulsar? No, not a Pulsar. Starlet or something like that. There we are, Shotton Cards and Gifts, that's where Thrifties used to be. It's a shame that Nightingale's was gone. That was a good little charity shop, that. It was a reasonable size and it used to sell all kinds of different bits and bobs. The little ones don't, you know, like tables, wardrobes, things like that. Yeah, this used to be Tesco's. Once upon a time, it's Iceland. Now it's been Iceland for a number of years. Coming up on Woolies in a minute. The clock's still there. It's still not working. Don't know if it ever will. But you never know. I think that used to be Paper House, didn't it? Wasn't that the card shop? I think it was. Canine Heaven. Dog Parlour, Ryland Street, and Woolworths, or B&M Express as it is now. And many years ago it used to be the Alhambra, was it? Down here, well, by Tesco's, but that's been smashed down in about 1960 or something, it's many years ago. Feel free to fill in anything. I think that used to be the card shop on the end of Ryland Street, I think. Could be wrong, but I think it was. We got Crystal Bingo. That's up Victoria Road. It used to be a theatre, I think, years ago. And a dance hall where people used to go dancing. And some people call it the flea pit, but then I think some people call everywhere the flea pit round Shotton, so. Nail bars, pooch. Now I'll try a little bit with me zoom here, see if we can get that, but it says Filbert Terrace. Whether it'll let me zoom, I don't know. Gotta take me lock off, bear with me. (1896) to give you an idea of the date and the buildings. Heading down towards Bridge Street now. Still, I must admit, a lot of the shops are not really that familiar to me. I mean, some of them have been around for years. Best of the Bunch has been here for a long time. Butler's is gone. Butler's is now a... Which one was it? It was this one, Butler's, the beauty box. And Butler's was here forever, wasn't it? I have no... This is Contemporary Kitchens now. Can't remember what that one was. I think that wasn't the ice cream parlour. That's further down. That's that building there. So I'm not quite sure what this one was. I'm sure someone will fill in the blanks. It was Wok and Go for a bit. It looks like it's Wok and Gone. The likes of your tattoo parlours and that take off quite well. This is the milk bar down here. They had snooker and things like that in there, I think. Well before my time. Because if it was going in my time, I'd have gone there. Back in the early days of the internet, that was the Net Cafe. D-side Net Cafe. That was a heck of a long time ago, that was when no one had internet in the houses pretty much, or they're all stuck on dial-up. You could go to the Net Cafe. T&K Price, Butchers. Bryn the Butcher had it for years, Colwyn Bay manager, and then I think Mark Thomas has got it now, I think, unless he's working for Bryn still. I think Mark's the boss now though. D-side Insurance Brokers, they've been there for decades. This was Mr. Bevan's. Back in the day. I think there might be still a few Mr. Bevans knocking round, isn't there? Mould. Yeah, but isn't there a couple? Is that the only one? Possibly only Mould then. Bridge Street down there. To be honest, I wouldn't recommend going down Bridge Street now because it's got a bit of a rep for heroin addicts going over the bridge. Wok One Buffet. I think Wok One's sadly closed down, I think. Recently, I think so anyway. Don't quote me, but I've heard a few rumours that is the case. This used to be the job centre. Used to be a pile of people lined up here years back. Remember it, with the orange and the white and black writing. Over there was a chip shop. The black shuttered building was a chip shop. Now, well, when I oh, is it Ali Express then? Okay, I'm really shaking the head here, so maybe I've got it wrong, but I was fairly sure it was the last one, the black one that I used to go in. There was a Greek chap called Andrew, and he used to run it with a lady with glasses that lived round here. Bridge House, that is, built 1897. And do you know how I know that? Because it's written on there, I'm cheating. Cyril Jones Solicitors. I'm not sure if it still is. Maybe. It used to be Lloyd's Bank though forever. You can still see Lloyd's Bank written into the top there. Yeah, well, if you study it enough anyway, you can. Mailbox, that little building's been there for a long time as well. little hut. I think that's where Anne-Marie's dad goes to get his hair cut. I usually go to Doona's in the quay. She's a good lass, is Doona. The bridge, put some lights on the bridge a few years back, made it look quite nice. Down the bottom of Brook Road you've got Endies. It's a good little place, is Endies, but I don't know if it's open during COVID. It probably is, with the check. It's the back end of Bridge Street. Get quite a lot of rats here. Heck of a lot of rats. It's because of the what do you call it? The brook. Lance Corporal Henry Wheel, Royal Welsh Fusiliers, 1918. This bridge was reconstructed during the year 1922 to 1929, so it took them a while. Councillor Brigadier General J.H. Lloyd, Chairman. Councillor T. Pennant Williams, Vice Chairman. Alderman, is it? W. Buckley, CBE Chairman. Councillor Edward Davis, County Main Roads Committee, number 2 Main Roads Committee. Then a whole pile of other contractors and what have you. Irini. I wonder if he was something to do with Irini's pond. Heading off towards Conisky now. Wasn't planning on going this far, to be honest, but I'll do a little nod to the Cenotaph, show a bit of respect. Still a little bit of light in the sky, not too much, but still a little bit. It's quite dark now though. Hopefully the camera's still behaving. It looks fantastic on the screen, but as soon as you get it home, it looks absolutely awful. And here we have Conisky Cenotaph, dedicated to those who lost their lives in the wars. Both 1914-18 and 1939-1945. Is it nothing to all ye who pass by, or? God bless them all. And we have it's a nice bench, that, a little something that the council have had installed here. I know, across the way here we've got the old Summerfield building. It was Gateways when I worked there, and then it became Summerfield after, and then I can't remember after that. It becomes something else after that, like Bargain Buys or something, I can't remember. Co-op. Okay, yeah, it was Co-op apparently, just asked Anne-Marie. It was Co-op after Summerfield and what have you. Library. I think the library takes care of quite a few of the things that the council used to do. I think you can get things in the library. Can't you get recycling stuff in the library or something? There's something along those lines, isn't there? Because they haven't got a council office as such really now, apart from a little fiddly thing. We go back. Okay, I'm going to turn back now. We can cross over, I suppose, yeah. And cross over. What I will do though, I'm on 20 minutes, so I'll pause it for a sec and then cross over. Because otherwise I'll run out of my minutes. Another nod to the Cenotaph. Right, I'll pause here and restart. Right, I restarted. This is the other side of the road. You've got the it's not really focusing too well on there. Stinks of vape, like a cherry vape or something. Go back for another bit of a plod up here. Quite sure what that house used to be, the big estate agency on the end there. It's been an estate agency for donkey's years. Amory's Whispering Doctor's Dentist, so perhaps that's what it was in the past. It had subsidence. Okay. It seems to be doing alright. I don't know if that's a big crack on the top there, or if it's wiring. Hopefully it's wiring. If it's got subsidence, let's have a look over the top here. Let's get the flash on and see if we can see out. There we go. That should roll the mid-G's up. Now the thing here, this is rat paradise. The rats love it here. Yeah, the Grove Social Club is across the way, but you can't see it because it's too far away. It's just across over there. I can't see any rats at the moment, but there's definitely loads of them here because my brother's seen them, hundreds of them, causing chaos. Anyway, let's carry on. Get a bit of a better view here of Lloyd's Bank, Cyril Jones's, etc. Walk one and what have you. It's easier to see the stuff on the other side of the road because, like I say, it's a zoom lens there, so I haven't got any of these fancy fixed ones. But if you look across, you can see where the job centre used to be, what's going on here, and Anne-Marie's most unimpressed because she spotted a spider. I don't know, look, I'm taking a picture of the spider now. Odin's Realm Tattoo Studio. Not sure when this complex across the way here was built, but it doesn't look that old to me. It looks like it was put in the 60s, 70s maybe. Doesn't look like it's been here as long as, for example, Bridge House here. That looks more along the lines of 60s, 70s, something like that. Got a little flagpole up there. I'm assuming that's for the Christmas trees at Christmas. Little shoe repair's place and Keys Cut. That's been there for a long time as well. I don't know what La Coco is. Oh, it's a hair place. Well, I was saying before, D-Side Insurance Brokers has been here for a long time. It's not even D-Side Insurance Brokers anymore, by the look of it. It's a shop, flogging off loads of old tools. I'm shouting they've moved, or whispering quietly. Office furniture, computers. Stereogram, is it? Looks like one. Antique fireplaces. Yeah. Well, it says antique fireplaces, but I can just see the ones with the Calagas thing that you twist on the top. But maybe they got some in the back. They got a couple of Xbox 360s. And an organ, a what's it, squeeze box, accordion. It's like a little bric-a-brac place by the look of it, but to be fair, it's got a whole pile of stuff. It's a decent chair, that, 15 quid. A tenner for a fire extinguisher. I could do with one like that. There's a few cheap deals in there. Pop in and give them a look. D-Side Insurance, not really brokers anymore. Office furniture, computers, or whatever it's called. There's Prices the Butchers again. So you can see the difference in age of the buildings here. Prices Butchers, old Mr. Bevan's, Key Carpets now. You can tell that's an old building, can't you? And the old milk bar. I bet that was great. Back in the 50s, 60s and that, nip down the milk bar, get a drink, play pool. Unfortunately, by the time we come along, that had all gone. Though they had built the leisure centre, to be fair, but even so, if you just wanted to chill out, play pool and have a chat with your mates, that'd have been a smashing little place in the middle of Shotton. Back in the day, anyway. You sorted now, love? Tom the Cheap, yeah. Many moons ago, Amarie's just reminded me, Tom the Cheap, and he was on both sides of the road. Because I remember that place being open when I was a kid. Lodwick's the Fruitiers, that was based down there, was it? The warehouse. Okay, I know there's a little garage still down there. That at least was until recently open. You can just about see the bridge at the bottom of Bridge Street. It's just down there. Like I say, I'd avoid there these days. There's too many stories I've heard lately about it being a bit of a run place to go. Yeah. Anne-Marie's reminding me of some again. I don't know why you don't talk, look. Sugar Bowl Cafe. I mean, it's been shut for a long time, and it had been not been Sugar Bowl Cafe for a long time by the time it was shut and vandalised. It was something else for a while. I can't remember what it was though. Tattoo Studio. Looks like they're open at the moment. I suppose these places stay open till late, don't they? Let's have a look. Saturday, 6 o'clock it shuts apparently. Well, it looks open to me. It's about 8 o'clock now. Another old building. Unfortunately, the plinth has worn away on this one, so you can't see. They used to have front gardens. Anne-Marie's just reminded me again, these used to have front gardens. Well, yeah, they did, and until even in recent times, when you look down there's a few buildings that still had, only till a few years back, the bricks at least, where the gardens used to be. Not sure what happened. I know there was a lot of metal taken during the war, wasn't there? I don't know whether that had anything to do with the gardens vanishing, or whether it was just they all turned into shops and got rid of them. Back to Filbert Terrace now, 1896. About the same age as my house then. You can just about see a ghost sign on the edge of that building. I'll show you in a sec. Let's look across the way. Get a decent little view of the old Woolies, Tesco's, and was it electrical goods in that end bit? I think it was. But yeah, just on the end of the old butcher's here, which hasn't been a butcher's for about 20 years, there's a sign, and you just about see it in the brick. It's mostly gone, to be honest, so it's very difficult to see. But if I wait till this car clears off so I don't blind it, there you go. Can you just about see it there, where it used to be? And you can almost read what it says. I can't quite make it out. Rucked. Does it say? Is that an R? No, I can't make it out. It's got an and sign in the middle. I bet there's a few people left here that still remembers it, to be honest. Might be able to fill in the blanks. Bus stop looks a bit skew-iff over there. Yeah, this is the old butcher's. No more. What was this one though? That was the butcher's. Herbal shop, right. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Yes, it was. This was the card shop, wasn't it? Was it Paper House or something? What was it called, this one? This was Manweb, wasn't it? And here's our clock. And if I zoom in on that clock face there, see, it's got key clocks on there. Well, I don't know if it's the same bloke, but a couple of years back, my mum had some work done on I think it was a Vienna or something like that, and the fella that did it was Key Clocks.
That's not the original clock.
I don't know if he did the original one or not, I'm not sure. I'm trying to gather some data from Anne-Marie, who keeps whispering in my ear when we go past the shops, which won't talk on this video for some reason. But this was where Thrifty Shoppers was anyway. Shotton cards and gifts, that was Thrifties for donkey's years. I think the two brothers, and there was something, I think it was something like either Thrifties was too big or the card shop was too big, so they swapped shops. And then in recent times they've sacked it off altogether, the Thrifties one. La Visage, whatever that is. Unisex salon. Oh, that's another hairdresser's. There we go. This premises has been repossessed by the landlord. Oh, right. So, on the 20th of the 8th, 20. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? So all that lot's going to end up in the bin. I find it fascinating a lot of the time to look up in towns as well, because you sometimes miss out stuff when you look up. You got to watch here because it's like the M25 at the moment. Pizza kebab stop.
Vicky Wines.
Vicky Wines. That used to be Vicky Wines. I thought that one was Vicky Wines, correct me. This Shotton Bargains. I think this was Thrifties, wasn't it? Shotton Bargains. I'm sure, hasn't he sacked it off? Or am I going mad? I don't know. Double check, guys. Make sure you have a sniff when you're down here, because he's a good fella, deserves a custom. Istanbul restaurant, that's a new one on me. Looks like they do nice scran though. Ooh, look at them roasting away in the back. Starting to salivate now like one of Pavlov's dogs. Looks nice, doesn't it? This place is apparently fantastic, I've heard. I've not been, but my mother loves it. She gets her veg and that from here now. It's a dead chuff that it's open. And she said, make sure everyone comes to it so it doesn't shut. Get a bit of a view of the other side. Easy shop, local store. This used to be Nice Price, didn't it? I think it was Nice Price years ago. Apologies if I'm pointing all over the place and not looking what I'm doing. Lloyd's Bank, HSBC, the vape shop with its snazzy window. Be a bit too bright for this probably. No, it's going to pick it. Coming up on Pleaser's Jewellers. They've been here for donkeys. And then of course the Clwyd. Usually a wild night in the Clwyd. Apparently the oldest pub in Shotton. Is it really? Molyneux's are still going. They've been going a few years. Sad to see the post office gone. Still a couple of posties here, but it's gone. Yeah, and apparently down here there used to be a chippy down where that door is. I've never heard about it. Anne-Marie mentions it a few times, or she's heard it from someone. From her dad, I think. But there used to be a chippy down there. Nicest chips in Shotton, wasn't it? Something along those lines he was saying. It's well before my time. Bet that shot in the 50s. Clare House. Very noble company that, so support them. Some houses. Should have a quick sniff at the house prices, because you can have a laugh at these, because by the time you're watching this it might be 25 years and you'll be saying, look how cheap them houses are. And that lovely abode there is 125 grand. Bridge Street, house in Bridge Street, 127 grand. It's alright, 3-bedroom detached. Not bad, is it? Can't knock them prices. It's got a garage as well, and Marie's just reminded me. Hey, flipping it, Whipper Lodge is up for grabs and it's only going for 175. It's probably that tiny, isn't it? But good grief. Whipper Lodge. Now that's a character property if ever there was one. Look at see this one here. 53 Carnarvon Close going for 175. Well, when I was a little kid, I was in 55 Carnarvon Close, which is that one. We moved there from Lower Brook Street. We left there many years ago though. But I digress. There's the Polish shop and there's an eager customer waiting outside for a sausage. He looks a bit hungry, doesn't he? I hope he got his sausage. Shotton Kebab House. So here's the bakers if you want a tasty pasty. And to be fair, we're quite well done to down here, because we've got a fair few banks left, haven't we? Alright, there's a lot of them shut locally, but we're reasonably lucky in Shotton, we've still got a few. For how much longer, I don't know, but we've still got some at the moment. Direct cars, what usually happens here is everyone rolls out of the central and they roll into direct cars. There's usually a big queue of hundreds of people waiting to go and get themselves a taxi home. And there's probably one of the most hit bridges in Britain. It's always getting clouted, that thing. And the route under the bridge. I've heard all kinds, like there used to be toilets and all sorts. I don't know what the truth is. Whether it was just a tunnel or if they were loose at one point. Bethany Books, Potluck. Now I always thought Potluck used to be up in the quay. You know where the slaughterhouse is, down that hill? What's it called, the hill? Thornton Avenue. I always thought that Potluck was either in Thornton Avenue or up the Red Hall, down the very bottom. But it's been here for years, but I could have sworn it used to be up there. But I could be way off. I'm sure someone will have a better idea than me. Yeah, it was Royal Charter for a few years, the Central. been back to the Central now for quite some time. I think it's since Wetherspoons took it over, really. But it was a big hotel years ago. Some famous stars of the day used to stay there back in the day. Many moons ago.
It was open during the 40s.
Yeah, it was open during the 40s. But I believe that people that used to play on the stage at the Alhambra used to stay at the Central, you know, and then they go on stage at the Alhambra for however many nights, and then they clear off to wherever else, Liverpool, etc. It's a pity, really, we haven't got an in-town theatre like that now. It would be nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, Theatre Clwyd smashing, but you could walk home from the Alhambra. So you haven't got to have a designated driver or whatever. Up here used to be, well, it was a boatyard for many years. I think, don't quote me, but I think they used to do coffins here as well, you know, at one point down here. I'm sure they used to make coffins, but they definitely made boats. They used to be lined up along here, and there's photos of them up online. You can see them if you root round on the websites on Facebook and such like. But when I was a kid, that was my school, and I used to walk up there, and there was a lane roughly where that is there. There was a lane that went all the way up, and on the left hand side there was a horse called Rocky. He was a white horse. I used to always go up there and feed Rocky on the way home from school. And along here, after the boatyard had gone, because this was a Catholic school, you used to get quite a lot of the gypsies and travelling community. They used to come because obviously there's a lot of Catholics in the community, and they used to park all the caravans here, and they used to come to school here, or up the top school. Used to come to our school when we were little, but they didn't come for very long. I think because obviously they used to travel around a lot, and I think the kids only go to school for a certain amount of years, don't they? I think there's some kind of traveller rule. I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't know about the whole ins and outs of it all. But this was my school back in the day. It's a little bit dark now to see, to be honest. Don't want to cheese people off, but that's the school. This was, oh crikey, infants 2 and 3, was it? Or infants 3 and 4? Infants 1 was the other side, wasn't it? If I recall correctly. Teachers in my day were Mrs. Gollidge, Mrs. Morris, Mrs. Hughes. There's a staircase up there. There was like a room at the top where we used to go and watch a TV programme. I think we actually went up there and we watched oh heck, now what was it? I think it was Back to the Future. 85, yeah, Back to the Future, I think. Because I'd have been in the top school at that point. Here's the yard. I think it was it girls this side? I think it was girls this side and boys the other side. The girls used to play bouncing balls up against that wall at the back. You can't anymore because it's got a big metal fence in the way. But back in the day you certainly could. Yeah, that's it. I'll just show you up here before we call it a night. Little house next, it's always been there. But the lane has gone now because they built a big housing estate up here called the Pippins. And that's been here probably since the late 1980s. It's certainly a good while. I'll just have a quick show of what it's like there now. See, you've just got a housing estate here now. I'll put that on. These are all people's houses and what have you, so I won't leave that on for too long. I don't want to cheese them off. But the walk up to see the horse, and that has long gone. Well, I hope you enjoyed Shotton. I'm going to try and get this done and put on YouTube for you, and make some